Cincinnati Bengals getting the victory with the big day from Joe Burrow. Sunday statement draft time. Maybe we'll hear from Burrow in this. We already gave him some props and superlatives. We try to spread it around a little bit, try to talk about games we maybe haven't gotten to. That's part of the approach here in theory. We'll see in practice if it works. Myles, what do you got for me?
Yes, thank you for telling the inside baseball of how we try to choose things here. So let's go to a game that we have not talked about yet, and that's Raiders-Texans. The Raiders got the win, and Josh Jacobs, who has been outstanding over the last 3 games, is a big reason why. In the Raiders' last 3 games, Josh Jacobs has rushed for 144, 154, and 143 yards. So he had 143 yards, 3 touchdowns yesterday in that win over the Texans. And I saw a tweet from my buddy Paul Gutierrez of ESPN, which said that this is the first time a Raiders player has had 3 straight games, at least 150 yards from scrimmage and a rushing touchdown, which is kind of a baseball stat. But nonetheless, I mean, this is one of the storied franchises in the NFL. I kind of think the Raiders are the second best team in that division. And I think they're starting to figure it out under Josh McDaniels, what they're going to be for the rest of the year. So if Josh Jacobs is going to be that bell cow back that weirdly John Gruden and Mike Mayock envisioned, that might be the way how the Raiders can start getting more things in the win column.
It doesn't sound like as much of a stretch calling the Raiders the second best team in the division now than it would have in August. In August, it's a different story. Now, though, with the Chargers being the Chargers and the Broncos what they are, yeah, the Raiders are positioned well. Even though they only had one win going into yesterday's game, they've got some winnable games coming up, and they punched it yesterday, and Josh Jacobs having a great contract year. I'm going to go with another game we haven't talked about yet. Tennessee Titans continuing their mastery of Matt Ryan in the Indianapolis Colts. It was a sweep this year again for the Titans over the Colts. Derrick Henry, 128 rushing yards. We just kind of take that for granted. We see he has another 100 yards. It's Derrick Henry. It's like, but it's still Derrick Henry, and it gets harder, not easier, the older you get, and he is still getting it done. And when he has a game like that, the Titans are going to win. And it reminds me a lot of last year where we get so caught up in the Bills and the Chiefs and the sexy teams that are high-powered, high-flying, and the Titans just kind of grind it out, and the next thing you know, here they are competing for the number 1 seed. So I'm not saying they're going to do that again this year because I think the Bills are going to be tough to overcome, but the Titans are looking pretty good. I mean, they got blown off the field by the Bills this year. Last year they stole one from Buffalo, so that's one big difference. But the Titans are still a team to be reckoned with, and I think they like it when we don't pay attention to what they're doing.
I would not be surprised by that. I love the attitude that Mike Vrabel's got with that team. I think he does an outstanding job. And look, it's another game where Matt Ryan looks like he's ready for the Blue Factory. But my second Sunday statement will be for Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. And I could also say Kenneth Walker. Let's throw him in there too. Look, the Seahawks are playing with an edge right now. They're 4-3. They're alone in first place. And nobody really expected that. But I think the fact that they've got Geno Smith playing as well as he's playing, 20-27 yesterday for 2 touchdowns, had an interception, just over 200 yards. I mean, he is playing right now with some mastery of that offense. I love what they show. I love the attitude that they play with. And when Kenneth Walker is running the ball like he's running it, that just makes things easier for Geno Smith. But he right now is the pilot of that offense. And I love the way that they're playing.
I am going to circle back to a game we've already discussed because I want to give love to Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard combined. Yeah. They had to step up after the Christian McCaffrey trade. As I said earlier, if you were watching then, it's been a long time, so thank you. You've stuck with us. Despite our ineptitude, you've continued to wait and see maybe they'll say something that isn't completely stupid.
Think for yourself about ineptitude.
But, that's fine. But with McCaffrey gone, Foreman and Hubbard, Steve Wilks, interim coach, knew they were good enough to do it, and they did it. Foreman had 118 rushing yards on 15 carries. Chuba Hubbard added 63 on 9. He was a little banged up after, but they think he'll be fine. We'll take a break. Round 3 of the Sunday Statement Draft right after this. All right, that's what we have so far. Sunday Statement Draft. 1 round to go. Myles, what do you have?
All right, let me go with Taylor Heineke and also Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders, because it just seemed like every single time they really needed to make a big play, especially late in that game, they were able to make it. And frankly, at this point, I don't know if this is what's going to happen, and I don't know even if I would do it. But when Carson Wentz comes back, the Commanders keep winning, and they're winning like they did yesterday with Heineke at quarterback. Who knows? Maybe you keep Heineke in there.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they keep winning. Heineke made a comment yesterday along the lines of he played that game as if it was going to be his last. I mean, we've seen that from him before. The playoff game against the Bucs a couple of years ago, where it's not sustainable to play that way. It's kind of reckless, right? But hey, it worked yesterday. I'm going to give one generally to the Dallas Cowboys defense. They needed to step up on a day that Dak Prescott was working his way back in. They held the Lions to 6 points. This is a team that scored 140 points in the first 4 games of the season. 2 games since then, they have a total of 6. Shut out by the Patriots, 6 points against the Cowboys. The Cowboys defense, that is going to carry that team. Defense wins championship. Offense puts butts in seats, but defense wins championships, and that defense is looking pretty good. All right, speaking of the Patriots, Monday Night Football preview. We got plenty of time. Who you like?
Yeah, Patriots tonight, 27-6.
Who's the starting quarterback? Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
I think it's going to be Zappi tonight. We'll find out. See you tomorrow. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.